Hello, hello everyone. Happy whatever today is, Thursday. Oh my gosh, it's almost Friday. Yay. We have absent core today. Jazzy here, program manager with Exos at Autodesk. And we got a good core workout planned for us today. So we're gonna start off on the ground. We're on the ground the whole time. And we are gonna do 4 different exercises. We're gonna go through that 4 times, 45 seconds of work, 15 seconds of rest, and we're gonna then do a little bit of mobility work at the end. We're gonna work on some rotation today. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started with our demos today. You also may notice that I am in not my living room. I am in the group exercise room in San Rafael. So we're getting ready to open up next week. Do a little dance here. All right, so starting off here, we're gonna do a little bit of some holding here. So what we're gonna start off with some quadruped opposites here. So we're on the hands and knees. We're gonna extend one leg and one arm at a time. So opposite arm, opposite leg, keeping that core nice and tight. Sticking that leg out, we're gonna hold for 3 seconds and then plant back down. And then on the other side, extending, hold for 3 seconds and back down. So that's going to be our first movement. And then after that, we're going to flip over onto the ground. We're going to do glute bridges with a 3-second hold. We're going to have our feet hip width apart, plant those feet into the ground, push into the ground, lift those glutes up towards the ceiling. We got one straight line from our knees to our shoulders, and then we're going to go back down. So we're pushing up, push through the ground, whole foot, hold for 3, 1, 2, 3, and back down. So then the next thing we're going to do are glute bridge marches. We're going to do that same thing. We're going to push our glutes up here. We're going to hold so the core is nice and tight. Our back is flat. One knee at a time coming up, back down, other leg back down. So when we're lifting the opposite knee up, the opposite glute is engaged. We're really holding through and then back down. And then lastly, we're going to do plank toe taps. So we're going to be on our hands and toes, and we're going to push ourselves up, come back, touch opposite toe, back down, and then up, touch the opposite toe, and back down. So that is going to be our whole workout today. I'm going to move my mat a little bit closer, move that down a little bit, take the jacket off. We're going to go ahead and get started with our warm up here, and we're going to start off on the ground. We're going to find our neutral spine here. So we're going to go ahead and do a little bit of cat cow. So it's not working. Weird. So we're going to go ahead and warm up the spine. And all right, so we're going to go ahead, warm up the spine with some cat cow. So we're going to do a nice big inhale as we round our back, looking up towards the ceiling. And we're going to exhale, pushing up through the spine. And inhaling back to our looking up. And exhaling, pushing through. And last one, inhaling, coming up. And exhaling, pushing through. And we're gonna go ahead and find that neutral spine. So we're gonna keep everything nice and flat. And we're gonna go ahead and do our quadruped rocks here a little bit. So we're gonna go ahead, bring the glutes to heels, keep our back nice and flat, come back up. So if you see, I found my neutral spine and keeping that locked in using the core. And we're gonna go ahead and do 2 more. And last one, rocking back and coming forward. And then we're gonna go ahead and do a few plank to pikes here. So we're gonna be on our hands and toes, keeping that core engaged. We're gonna exhale, push ourselves up, stretching out our upper back a little bit. And coming back down to plank. We're gonna go ahead and do 2 more, exhaling, come up. And back down. And last one. Coming up, stretching out the upper back, even pedal those heels out, stretch out the calves. And back into plank. And we can go ahead and bring those knees towards the ground. And we are ready to rock and roll. So we're gonna go ahead, start off with our quadruped opposites, 3-second hold at the top. Getting ready here, 45 seconds of work. 3, 2, 1, and go. So keeping that core nice and tight, extending. 3 seconds, back down, and extend. 1, 2, 3, and back down. So we really want to sink into our back hips a little bit. So you notice I'm not super out in front. My hips are behind my knees a little bit, kind of like if I were squatting. And I'm keeping my hips pointed down towards the ground. We got headlights on our hips. We're blinding the ground with those headlights. Breathing through the movement. 3, 2, 1. All right. Next up, we have our glute bridge hold with 3 seconds at the top. So we're pushing through our whole foot, feet are hip width apart. 3, 2, 1. So push those hips, push the feet into the ground, lift those glutes up. Keep that pelvis tucked. So we got butt to belly button, locking that in with our core. So we want to brace with our core as if someone were punching us in the stomach or crushing that apple. This one's really great to work on our hip strength. We're working on our front core as well as the low back muscles. So we're working on a lot here. We're holding for 3 at the top. So we got 1, 2, 3, back down. And do a few more here. And 3, 2, 1. All right, staying here on the ground on our backs, we've got glute bridge marches. So we're gonna lift 1 knee up at a time. Going through. 3, 2, 1. So hips towards the ceiling, lock it in with the core. So we got butt to belly button. We're pushing the whole foot into the ground. Exhaling, driving up. So that knee is coming up. So if you act like you've got a plane of glass sitting right at your hips, you're gonna break that glass with your knee, come back down. So we're keeping that stability through the core. Bringing 1 knee up at a time. Great job. This one's really getting our single leg work in as well, which is always really important because we always have imbalances. 3, 2, 1. All right, next up, we have our plank toe taps. I'm gonna start in the plank position, push up, touch the opposite toe, and then back down. 3, 2, 1. So on the hands and toes, push up, back down. Exhaling as we come up. Keeping that back nice and flat, core nice and tight, coming down to that straight plank position, and then coming back up. You don't have to go super fast through this either. Really take our time. We're getting that stability in the shoulder. Touching the opposite toe. Great job. 3, 2, 1. All right. Round 1 is done. We're going to do 2 more, and then we're going to do our last few minutes of mobility here. So we got quadruped opposites. 3, 2, 1. So keep that core tucked. 1, 2, 3, and back down. And then 1, 2, 3, and back down. Really focusing on extending, staying long. Most of the weight should be in our knee and in our hip. So our glute is holding most of the load. Great job. Keeping that pelvis tucked, so butt to belly button and then extend. 3, 2, 1. All right. Next up, we got our glute bridge hold. 3 seconds at the top. 3, 2, 1. So keep the butt to the belly button. Push those hips to the ceiling. 3 seconds, right back down. 1, 2, 3. Really driving through the glutes. Keep that core locked and loaded. Got a straight line from our shoulders to our hips, to our knees. Really focusing on keeping that pelvis tucked. Great job. Only a few more to go. 3, 2, 1. All right, next up we have our glute bridge marches. Fix that a little bit. Let's a little more straight on. There we go. 3, 2, 1. So push those hips up, one knee at a time. Exhaling as we come up, really helping drive the knees up as if we got that plane of glass. We're breaking that glass. Awesome. Staying stable, so really keeping those glutes squeezed by pressing the heels into the ground. 3, 2, 1. All right. Next up, we have our plank toe taps. And then we're going to go ahead and do one more round. It's not working. I think it's Team Exos. 3, 2, 1. On the hands and toes, tap one foot, back down, other foot, and back down. Keeping that back nice and flat. Great job. Really making sure as we come down, we are not dipping too far down. We are just stopping right at that plank position. 3, 2, 1. All right. Great job. We got one more round, and then we're going to do a little bit of some mobility work here. And we're going to start off with our quadruped offsets. 3, 2, 1. So sinking into our back hip, extending, holding for 3, back down, really keeping those hips. We got those headlights on our hips. We're blinding the ground. Breathing the whole time, really making sure that we're not lifting our legs super high off the ground. We're extending straight out. And then right back down. Great job. 1, 2, 3. Switching sides. 1, 2, 3. And 3, 2, 1. And we are done with those. And then we're going to move on to our glute bridge marches. Oh, sorry, our glute bridge with the hold. 3 seconds at the top. 3, 2, 1. Push those hips up and hold for 3 and back down. Holding up. 1, 2, 3. Back down. 1, 2, 3. Keeping that core engaged. If you really want a glute burner, don't release your glutes at the bottom. Just go straight back up to the top. Working on that constant tension. Working on the glutes here. Great job. 3, 2, 1. All right, we have glute bridge marches next. So same position, marching our legs one at a time. 3, 2, 1. So getting those hips up, one knee up, back down. Exhaling, we're breaking that glass that we got sitting at our hips here. So really drive the knee up, use that core. We're being explosive. Keeping the other foot planted into the ground, so we're pushing off the ground with the whole foot as we lift our opposite knee up. So by pushing the heel, big toe, little toe, we're really going to activate those glutes. And then we want to pretend like we have an apple sitting here on our stomach or crushing that apple to engage our core. Great job. 3, 2, 1. All right, last movement here. We're going to do our plank toe taps. Now we're going to do a few mobility exercises to recover. 3, 2, 1. All right, on the hands and toes. Exhale, tapping that opposite toe, back down. Opposite toe and back down. This one is great for shoulder stability. So we are putting majority of our weight on one shoulder as we go up and down. Also working on that core by holding that plank at the bottom for a second, but also by keeping that pelvis tucked as we are in our pike position. Three, 2, 1. And we're done with our quick little circuit. So you can go ahead and grab a sip of water. And we're going to get into some rotation exercises, get our spine mobility going a little bit. So we are going to start off on our hands and knees. We're also going to open up our hips on this one. So if you have been to any of my classes in the past, you know I love this one. We're going to do our quadruped rocking here with that adductor stretch and the reach through. So on the hands and knees, right leg straight out to the side like a kickstand. So keep that pinky toe on the ground. We're going to inhale, rock back. Now we're going to exhale, reaching through. So my right leg is out to the side, my right arm is reaching through. And then we're going to plant that hand, squeeze glutes, come back to center. So I'll show from this angle a little bit more. Straight out to the side, inhale, rock back. Exhale, reach through. And plant and return. And inhale, rock back. Exhale, reach through. And we're gonna go ahead and do 2 more here. Inhale, rock back. Exhale, reach through. And the last one here, inhale, rock back. And exhale, reach through. Awesome. We're gonna go ahead and do that same thing on the other side. So left leg straight out to the side. Keep that pinky toe planted on the ground. We are going to inhale, rock back. Left arm this time reaching through. Watching that hand as we rotate. Got to get that rotation through the neck too, because that is also our spine. Reach a little further each time we reach through, really opening that spine up. And inhale, rock back. Exhale, reach through. 2 more, inhaling, rock it back. Exhale, reach through. And last one here, inhale, rock back. And exhale, reach through. Awesome. All right. Next up, we're going to do more rotation, but we're going to hit everything. This might be the last thing we do because it does take a little bit. So we're going to do my favorite pretzel, and we're going to start on the left side of the body here. And if you need to grab something to put under your head to make that a little bit more comfortable, feel free to grab a pillow or a yoga block. But what we're going to do is we're going to take our top leg up, over, and across. Knee and ankle stay on the ground. Bottom hand comes up onto that knee. And then with our top hand, we're going to grab onto the bottom foot or ankle. And if that's not available, go ahead and grab a towel or a blanket, wrap that around your foot and hold on just like that. And we're going to inhale to prepare. And we're going to exhale, bring that top shoulder towards the ground. And we're going to take a nice, big, deep breaths. And we're going to exhale. We want to take long, slow exhales, feeling every muscle in the body relax. Sink deeper into the ground with each exhale. Really breathe into the belly. Feel that low back expand. And let's go ahead and do one more big deep breath here. You can gently release that bottom foot and then the top leg. And we're gonna make our way onto the other side for the same thing. So now on the right side here, we're going to take that top leg up, over, and across. Bottom hand on top knee. Put the top arm grab onto the bottom foot or ankle. And we're going to inhale to prepare. And we're going to exhale, opening up towards the ground with that top shoulder. So same thing, really relax. With each exhale, let our body sink further into the stretch. Nice big deep belly breaths. Long, slow exhales. You might notice maybe this side is tighter than the other. And that is totally normal. That's why we do it on both sides. The more we do this, the better we'll get at this stretch. I know it can be a little difficult the first time. We're going to do one more big deep breath here. And after that exhale, we can gently release the bottom leg. And we're going to go ahead and call it a day there. So you can go ahead and stay on the ground if you would like, or you can return to seated, kneeling, standing, however you'd like to end this class. But that is going to be all the time we have for today. So we do have 2 more live classes tomorrow. We got sports performance and mindset reset at 7 o'clock tomorrow morning with Jonathan. And then we've got functional fitness Friday and guided breathing with me at 12. And then we got our normal classes resuming next Monday. And don't forget, we are open next Monday. We open at 7 a.m. and we're open until 1 p.m. So come check it out, come say hi. And we hope to see y'all there next week. And let us know if you have any questions about anything. But great job today. And I'll see y'all next